All right, so we've got a ton of crypto trading advice to unpack today.
Yeah, someone sent us a whole mountain of tips.
A mountain, seriously. And it looks like they're trying to like really get ahead of the game,
Hmm,
like figure out the big mistakes before they make them.
that's smart.
It is. So we've got all these tips. They're from, let me see, pasted text,
Yeah.
and it's all about navigating the world of crypto trading.
The wild world, more like it.
Right, wild is definitely the word. I mean, it's exciting, but it's also, well, risky.
For sure. But what's really interesting to me is how much of it comes down to psychology.
Oh, totally.
It's not just about the tech, the blockchain, the algorithms.
Right.
It's about understanding yourself.
It's like that saying, isn't it? The biggest enemy of a good trader is staring back at them in the mirror.
Exactly. And speaking of self-sabotage, the first big mistake pasted text calls out is, you guessed it, going in blind.
Yeah, no research, no plan, just jumping in.
Like diving headfirst into a pool without even checking if there's water in it.
Ouch. So, pasted text really emphasizes research, right? Especially fundamental and technical analysis.
Right. Two sides of the same coin, you could say.
I gotta admit, sometimes those terms make my head spin a little. Can you break them down for us? Like in plain English?
Sure. So, fundamental analysis, think of it like investigating a company before you invest. You're looking at the project's purpose, the team behind it, who they're partnering with. Are they solving a real problem?
So you're looking beyond the hype, seeing if there's actually something worthwhile there.
Exactly. Like, for example, does this crypto project have a solid team? Have they delivered on promises before? Have they got a good track record?
Got it. So that's fundamental analysis. Now, what about technical analysis? That always sounds a bit more intimidating.
It can seem that way, yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, it's all about studying price charts. You're looking for patterns, using indicators, the whole technical shebang to try and predict where the price might go next.
Okay, so it's like using the past to try and see the future?
In a way, yeah. Like if you see a certain pattern on a chart, a head and shoulders pattern, for instance, that can sometimes signal that the price is about to reverse.
Interesting, like spotting a U-turn sign on a road.
Exactly. So you've got fundamental analysis, that's your roadmap, and technical analysis, that's keeping your car in good shape.
Love the analogy. Okay, so we've got our roadmap, our car's in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
But what about the driver? Pasted text also talks a lot about emotions and how they can really mess things up.
Yeah, emotions are huge in trading, especially fear and greed. Those are the big ones.
Ugh, tell me about it.
Yeah,
I've definitely made some bad decisions based on fear.
we all have. It's so easy to get caught up in the moment, right?
Like when the market dips and you suddenly panic sell everything.
Or the opposite, when a coin is pumping and everyone's going crazy and you just jump in without thinking.
FOMO.
Ah, yes, the dreaded FOMO, the fear of missing out. It can make you do some crazy things.
It really can. It's like that classic saying, buy high, sell low.
Hmm.
So how do we avoid letting our emotions drive the car, so to speak?
That's where risk management comes in. Pasted text talks about setting clear entry and exit points.
So basically, deciding before you even start trading.
Exactly. Deciding how much you're willing to risk on a trade, at what price you'll take profits, and importantly, at what price you'll cut your losses.
So you don't get caught up in the heat of the moment and make a rash decision.
Exactly. You're thinking clearly, rationally, before things get emotional.
That makes sense. So research, risk management, anything else we should be watching out for?
Well, pasted text also warns against overtrading.
Overtrading.
Yeah,
You mean like trading too much?
right. That constant urge to be in the market, chasing every little price movement.
Oh yeah, I totally see that. It's tempting to try and time the market perfectly, catch every pump and dump.
But it rarely works out that way. It's exhausting, and it usually leads to more losses than wins.
So what's the antidote to that? How do we avoid falling into the overtrading trap?
Discipline, that's the key. Successful traders, they have a plan, a strategy, and they stick to it.
So it's about quality over quantity.
Exactly. Sometimes the best trade is no trade at all.
That's a good one to remember. So if we were to summarize all this amazing advice from Pasted Text, what are the biggest takeaways for our listeners?
I'd say the three pillars of successful crypto trading are do your research, manage your emotions, and trade with a plan.
Simple but powerful.
Right. Don't let hype or FOMO dictate your decisions. Learn about the market, understand both the fundamentals and the technicals, and most importantly,
Develop a strategy that works for you.
exactly, figure out your risk tolerance, your goals, what kind of trader you are.
Because we're all different, right? What works for one person might not work for another.
Absolutely. And I think the biggest takeaway of all, something pasted text really drives home, is the importance of self-awareness.
Knowing yourself as a trader.
Exactly. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your emotional triggers? Once you understand those things, you can start building a trading approach that actually plays to your strengths and helps you avoid your weaknesses.
And that, my friends, is the path to becoming a consistently profitable trader.
It is. And, one final thought I'd add is don't be afraid to experiment. Try different trading strategies, see what clicks for you. Pasted text gives some great advice, but ultimately you need to find what works best for your own trading journey.
It's all about finding your own style, your own rhythm in the market.
Exactly. And that's something that takes time and experience and a lot of self-reflection.
Well said. So to all our listeners out there, get out there, explore, experiment, and most importantly, never stop learning.
The crypto world is always evolving, so you need to evolve with it.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one sharing your trading wisdom with the world.
That'd be fantastic.
Until then, happy trading, everyone.
Happy trading.